Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another randomised gaming live stream, and I'm your host as always, Random Gamer Riven, and today I'm jumping straight into Rampage World Tour on the Sega Saturn. So this is the Sega Saturn's version, and this is a port of the 1997 arcade game from Game Refuge, and it was published by Midway. This Saturn's port was published by Midway Home Entertainment in the US. It was developed by Points of View, but I believe it's based on the Game Refuge PS1 version. And I'm actually being a bit cheeky at the minute. So one of the reasons I thought I'd pick this today is I did a bit of research on top of me just trashing everything for about the next hour. I actually want to see if the secret stages from the arcade are in the Saturn's version. Oh, I've got a moth here. Get rid of that later. So some of you might be surprised, there are various secret stages in the arcade version that are quite well hidden and poorly documented. And Toxic Hollow totally destroyed. Now, is this gonna me pick the next stage? Lunatic. So I've got Area 69. So I'm actually here we go. Hidden level Scum Lab. Cloning division, aha! Okay. So, I'm about to play a level. So I'm basically going through. I've activated the level select cheat. Yes. So here we go with the warehouse. Okay. So I've never actually seen this level before in the game. Okay, I'm going to do a proper video on this then, but yeah, I thought I'd actually go through and just show off some of the secret stuff and see if it's actually in the game, and it is. Okay. Now, the $64,000 question is, how do I get to the warehouse? Oh, we've got some sort of clue. Is that supposed to use like his test clone? A big robot there. One sec, guys.
Clearly the creature's goal is to wipe scum labs from the face of the earth.
Okay, and here we go with another secret stage. So I actually got a list off one of the arcade. I have not got a clue how you unlock some of these stages in the actual game, but I thought I'd actually just do a video just to show some, see if I could actually unlock them via the Sega Saturn level select. So the Saturn level select, you have to, on boot, you have to hold X, Y, Z and L trigger, and basically that should bring up like a memory menu. Now if you press it the once, it will say cheats enabled. When you then click start, but basically the memory menu will show like the byte size you've got available on the various formats. If you press start again, it will then bring up the internal and cartridge selector. If you press X, Y, Z and L on that menu, it will take you to the sound test. Now this one allows you to change level, as you can see at the on the in-between stages, and I'll actually go to do a normal playthrough a bit later, but I thought I want to show the fact that some of these secret stages, I saw an arcade wiki, and basically I was like, well, I've never seen these stages. Are these in the Saturn's one? Because I've never seen videos documenting. In the arcade, you supposedly got to some of them via holding down certain all three players' buttons during designated points during the game. So one of them you supposedly accessed, I think it was by pressing punch on all three in the arcade. When you got to a certain stage, if you pressed punch via all three stages, another was like jump, another was kick. So it's really interesting to see that these are actually in the home version. Now what did I see the other stages was? We've got Tortilla Flats, Area, Cabala City, Suburbia, Warehouse, Underworld. So there's 5. You've got Area 69, Cabala City, Suburbia, Warehouse. Let's do the Underworld. Let's do all the secret stages, seeing as I don't think barely anyone's actually documented doing. Now, I have no idea how you unlock these naturally in the Sega Saturn's version, unfortunately. So your guess is as good as mine. I'm having to use the level select to actually... Oh, we've actually got demons running around. Hades, welcome. Hi there, Tinley. Welcome. Thanks for joining us new to the channel. Always welcome to join new people on the stream. I hope you like the stream today. We're just actually we do a regular stream every weekday night at the minute, and today I'm going to be just basically having a bit of a fun go on Rampage World Tour. So I'm actually testing out the secret stage. I'm taking out a level select because this is enabling us to see the secret stages, which I can find next to nothing on. In fact, I found a slight guide site to get some of them on the arcade version, but clearly they're in the Saturn's version. How you unlock them naturally, I have no idea. Ooh, these got... So those are the 2 of the bosses actually I'm fighting, so I'm going to have to be a bit careful. Oh, should jump that. So this is of course a port of the arcade game. It is a fantastic game, Rampage. I always loved the original. This sequel is probably the best game in the series. It got 2 sequels after this. One was Rampage in Time and one was Rampage Universal Tour. We actually have one on the N64 and one on the PlayStation, so we will dig them up at some point, although we probably should get them all on the PlayStation. Fun. I've never seen these those sort of demonic sprites before. This obviously exclusive to this level, but I've never seen anyone tell you how to actually access the stage. I was looking at Game Facts, and there really isn't a lot on it at all. Some great humor always. So basically, there are a lot of booby prize items you can whack in this. The big dude is of course jumping around. He's actually the final boss. I believe Is that flame breath? Oh, it sets the whole place alight, of course. It's been a while since I've actually... Get off the building, Ralph. No, George. I'm George the gorilla, clearly based on King Kong. But yeah, I've never actually seen... So there are actually 5 secret stages based on what I was doing via the level selector. I have no idea, as I said, no idea how you unlock naturally. But I'm just going to cheat to show you them all because...
Clearly the creature's goal
barely
is to wipe
anyone
scum
has
labs
ever
from the face of the
documented
earth.
how you actually get to them, so certainly not on the Saturn's version. So we've got Area 69 we've done, Underworld we've done, Warehouse we've done, Suburbia and Master of this domain, hidden level. Oh, it's blown. You basically you have to keep moving very rapidly. If you stop for even a moment, it will automatically start loading. So we'll do Suburbia last. Cabana City. I think this must be Youth Hostel. This one seems to probably... Oh, we've got a theme park in the background. Now, the tanks are probably my most hated enemy from this game. You have to be a bit careful with what... Oh, let's grab the... I think in the original one, George could grab the beautiful woman and you would hold on to them. Go smashing some UFOs. More tanks. Greasy. We got a little in-joke restaurant there. I do love the sense of humour in Rampage. It's a sense of humour that was clearly missing in the Dwayne Johnson film. Clearly Dwayne Johnson has never played Rampage along with anyone who starred in that film because the plot of Rampage, although there's not much of it, but the original game and this one's basically about modern society, you know, like, because in the original game you had the joke where it said woman swims in lake, transforms. Another one had what was it, takes new vitamin supplement and like radioactive experiment. So there was a tongue-in-cheek humour to basically it was basically a take on the corporate world in some regards, and basically it was just smash everything up. The Empire State Building there, and the film totally missed that, and clearly was written by people who didn't really care about the game. I have to be honest. Some soppiness about the gorilla. It's just like, no, you want them turning into... I mean, really, if they'd done the film properly, you would have actually had Dwayne Johnson, or the Rock, who's better known, be basically transformed along with all the others, and then all the escapades of, look what we've done while we were transformed into them. But, no, so, I mean, the game's simple enough. There's not really much plot, to be brutally honest. It's basically smash every building going. That is Rampage. Okay, so I'm going to do the last secret stage, and then I might back out and do the game normally and deactivate the... Oh! I didn't change stage, it's going into a normal stage. I think it's going to a normal stage. Yeah, this is... So can I use the couch? It's actually really wacky what you can and can't eat in this game. There's so many just eat and smash pub. That looks like a MasterCard, or at least... Should have used the kick more. So, yep, there's a group. Let's just go gobble them. There's just something quite nice in the game where you can just smash and eat everything going. Just smash, 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 and eat. I think this is a classic example of just the perfect video game. It's just fun, it's just entertaining, and you don't have to think hard. There's not much in the way of plot. It's just smash, smash, smash. But it has a great sense of humour, and that's always good to see in any video game. Now that means the building's going to blow. Oh yes, you can. And we have the lovely assistant there. I can't remember what her name is officially. Area 69, Cabana City, Suburbia. So here we go with the last secret level. Apologies, I didn't do these secret levels in order. Oak Hill Valley Estates. 200,000. Obviously this is a joke on the sort of suburban estates. These houses are actually quite annoying to get rid of. The helicopters are probably your most staple enemy. There's a lot of people just loiter there and just munch away. Oh, you can actually... Some of the items you have to wait till they like turn on or off. A couple, the elderly lady will just gobble everyone going. Oh, we'll eat the steak. Just gobble, gobble, gobble. And we just fly kicked him out the window and we'll just... Oh. So, a lot of the foods is actually quite hard to know what they are. You just like eat it and see what happens. You'll either munch it down or... But yeah, so there's actually 5 secret stages in the game and I've not found any... I could only find in the arcade how you get them. I have no idea how you get them in the Saturn's version because in the arcade game you had to press basically on the 3 joypads on certain cities, press a set button combination and you'd go to them. And you had to press it on all 3 players. Now the Saturn's version I believe is only 2 player, not 3, although I should probably check it with a multi-tap at some point. Bit of a disappointment Saturn's version may only should really have been. So there's Suburbia, there's all the secret stages. So that's the 3 secret stages in the game. That's 5 secret stages I should say.
Scumlabs from the face of the earth.
Okay, that's I'm actually gonna soft reset the game. Hopefully I'll just play normally now. That shouldn't keep the level select active. If it does, I'll have to restart. George, Lizzie, Ralph. Suggestions, guys? Who should I pick? Let's go with Lizzie this time. Maybe I'll swap again later and swap to Ralph. It's always nice to play as a selection of destroyable monsters.
I think we need to stop production before...
But I might actually video this later and just do all 5 secret stages. Of course, you get the bonus stages where you're flying around on the airplane, but the secret stages, the 5 of them, are quite nice. And Game Refuge, that is of course the developer of the original arcade game. Oh, I'm forever blowing bubbles there. Lizzie did not like that. So you have 2 attacks. You have the punch. You've also got that you can jump, and if you do that, you do a sort of on those buildings. You do, and you've got a kick. Now, the one move you don't have, you had from the original, but was absolutely in the original game. You had a downward punch, the original arcade game, and you would just use that to destroy every. So these billboards in sight where we go. We go visit west. Let's go to the city. Head east. does. It's called World Tour. You get to tour and smash up all the various cities. I kind of think they should have done a World Tour 2 actually, because there's so many sites in the world. And sort of like World Tour 2, the natural world, have you smashing up mountains and more scenic things. I'd really love to see Game Refuge do another game
from the face of the earth.
in the franchise, but I know the rights are stuck with Warner Brothers now, and it would be nice to see Games Refuge. I think they've sort of now split. Well, no, I think the two guys. So there's two guys that mainly did this, but it'd be nice to see them do a third game in the series. Doing Rampage World Tour versus the natural world. Maybe adding things like, perhaps, yeah, they did the 3 times thing. So, okay, so here's where I can. These flags. I think you can hit which. Let's go to the UK. I think when I smash the building. Yeah, World Tour. Here we go. Let's get out of the USA. Let's go travelling the world. And always nice to smash up your home country as well. You get to wreck the Houses of Parliament in, as I recall, that's each country has a special location. So I think the Eiffel Towers in France. That's going to blow the building. The old TNT packs. Oh no, they don't blow the building this time around. Yeah, for some reason, monsters fear water. And gobbling enemies does have an advantage. It does restore your health. I think this safe is good. Oh, it's sometimes a bit hard to work out what you're going to struggle to eat and what you're going to... But you can actually... So if you do... That's one, just smash from the lights. So basically the lights, you've got to smash from the lights off. There you go. That's a 6-pack. Now this is working, assuming the level select isn't overriding. I should be on a world tour trip.
Clean it up. There's no telling what effect another toxin might have.
The aim is to just, I just love the way they're hijacking the aeroplane, just crashing into everything. And we touch down in Liverpool, the first city to smash up. The Scousers would not be happy. So Rampage really is a smash the sign. You have to watch those neon signs. When they're alight, they do a lot of damage. Pipe shoe. Just smash that one. And yeah, I'll let the blazing fire do the rest of the work on that. And we've got police station. Now we've got Stonehenge there. That's obviously you can smash up world artifacts. Tourist trap, yeah. Just so for the record, Liverpool is absolutely nowhere near Stonehenge, to put it mildly. That's the other side of the country. So 1 or 2 mistakes with the logistics. They could have picked one of the southern cities and put Stonehenge nearer that.
Clean it up. There's no telling what effect another toxin might have.
Broaden your horizons. Eat interesting people. I do love that. And here we go with Edinburgh. Did you say we England or the United? Should be the United Kingdom because Edinburgh, of course, is the capital of Scotland, and we obviously have to represent Edinburgh Castle. I'm guessing city I have actually lived in. So. It's an absolutely beautiful city. If you ever go to Scotland, I highly recommend visiting Edinburgh. It's an absolutely wonderful city. Play and eat. Obviously, this is the slightly rougher side of Edinburgh, maybe Leeds. But at least not that bad. It was Ned's somewhere else. I can't remember what's the. Now I think that raid's that gonna. Yeah, takes a bit of damage. And there I go, I have destroyed an idyllic city in Edinburgh.
Clean it up. There's no telling what effect another toxin might have.
And here we go, Dublin. Also, the fact in World Tour they don't actually visit, they could certainly do a lot of, actually cover a lot more cities because there's so many places in the world that you don't smash up every city in England. And if you really could do a sort of World Tour too. So it would be nice if it would be nice to see another Rampage game. I appreciate some people that the argument was the franchise perhaps ran out of steam. I'd say you can still probably, it's a series you probably want to gain every generation. I think it's a popular game, that's for sure. I think I'm surprised how popular this one is actually. The fruit there. Death breath, that's right. I think if I do the kick, yep, smash everything.
Clean it up. There's no telling what effect another toxin might have.
And here we go with the capital of the, well, England, London. I can't think of a better city to smash up. So I had the death breath. Now ice cream. I must admit, this concrete monstrosity probably sums up London these days. There's an awful lot of concrete in it and not much. Having lived in London and Edinburgh, I can tell you I much prefer Edinburgh as a city. We've got Tower Bridge in the background. Yeah, often confused with London Bridge, but London Bridge is actually a different bridge. And a guy sleeping on a bench there. Okay, and yeah, there's the and we got a palace. That's technically that's actually a Buckingham Palace guard. They're the special ones that protect the Queens. So technically, they wouldn't be those ones wouldn't be guarding Big Ben, as I'm smashing it here, and the Houses of Parliament. We'll actually do an all-secret Rampage World Tour all-secret levels thing in the near future. Oh, London evacuated.
Clean it up. There's no telling what effect
Didn't
another
smash it up. So
toxin
one of the
might
things
have.
is you need to smash the cities up quick enough. Else, Torquay, quite. That's an interesting place to smash up. Torquay's not a city. Obviously, someone at Game Refuge was a fan of Torquay. Wouldn't quite describe that as Torquay's. Oh, now this is the one you can grab the toxic waste and. Yep, there I go. I become the Uber version. This one you just fly around for a bit. Basically, it's like a. You just fly around, just smash everything up for a bit. Great fun. Torquay totally destroyed. I think I might be on a plane next. I don't think there's another English city, is there? Yeah, so Gum Labs International, we destroyed their United Kingdom branch, Kooky County. Extra life. So Rampage I would describe as a credit muncher. I think actually anyone who finishes it on one, if you can finish it on one credit, you need to basically A, munch a lot of people, and B, probably have some cheat. It was never designed as a sort of one credit clear arcade game. Some arcade games are, and most of the Sega arcade games, that was actually a technical requirement. They could be finished on one credit. Because that's how you make a good arcade game. If the player's good enough, they should be able to finish it without. I can imagine the QA teams for a lot of those games have been playing it to months to make sure you could do it with a reasonable amount of skill level. Admittedly, the designs for a lot of these areas, you could be literally a lot of cities in the world. There's a lot of comedy there, the person fainting and then waking up, and then so there's a great sense of humour with this. That one, if I smash the computer when it's on, I'll get electrocuted. But yeah, I mean, Rampage is such a fun game. It's got such a great sense of humour, and we don't. It's just nice to see that in the game. It's just always been such a great series. I wish it was more readily available. I mean, Warner Brothers should make sure this and the original arcade game, so the two arcade games should be released in a double pack every time, and for every format going, because this 3 players online, just smash stuff up, it's just what you, sometimes it's just great of an evening. I think I'm gonna smoke. I do love all the sense of humour, as I said. I mean, you had the 3D one on the Wii, and I don't think that was that good. I think this works better as a 2D. In theory, it can work in 3D, but I just think there's a slight sort of tongue-in-cheek. So Cookie County totally destroyed. I think I'm wrecking the US again. The US has the east and the west. So we're in the Chicago Leap. If other monsters don't love and respect you, beat the snot out of them. Yeah, so this game does have a great sort of verse mechanic where you can just fight one another. Oh, that's right, yeah. Don't eat the religious people. I think this Chicago. So obviously, I think this was meant to represent. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think it's the Sears. Is it the Sears Tower? Is this supposed to be the Sears Tower? Is that in Chicago? Apologies if it's not. My geography of America is not great with landmarks. I'm just trying to think what this is readily last available on. So this was available. Oh, we got a tourist trap. Again, that's another Chicago landmark. I have no idea what landmark that is in Chicago. If you're watching this video, and if you don't know, we don't have too many people on the stream tonight. But if you know what landmark that was, please do shout it out in the comments later on. And if you're watching this like a year afterwards. It's weird, you can have videos that are like quiet for a while and then all of a sudden they just explode with views. But yeah, I will actually do a secret level video, seeing as you can find next to nothing on them. There's none of the cheats listed them, so I'm going to have to go through all the various cheats like City Hall. And there we go, Death Breath. Smash everything up.
Clean it up. There's no telling what effect another toxin might have. Clean it up. There's no telling what effect another toxin might have. Clean it up. There's no telling what effect another toxin might have. You're gonna have a hard time keeping this quiet. While it's true that there have been no serious side effects reported so far, I think we need to stop production before... Clearly the creature's goal
Ah,
is to
just
wipe
realised my
scum
mic
from the
was
face
off
of
for a
the
bit
earth.
there. Apologies if it goes quite well. You've got the stream background. Yeah, I switched it off a bit earlier. That's some background noise in the office, so I just switched it off so you guys didn't pick up on that. But so yeah, I've just swapped to Ralph just to show you a bit of controls. One of the other the third and final character. So as I mentioned earlier in the stream, I probably do actually. It's nice to see those hidden stages. If you're joining the stream now, thanks for all the likes, guys. I highly recommend watching the start of the stream where we show you the hidden stages that are actually from the arcade game. Now, I know how to get them in the arcade game. As I mentioned, we have no idea how you get them in the home version, so there is just next to nothing on it. Even the cutting room floor didn't really list the hidden stages that particularly well. No one lists how you unlock them other than the arcade version, which is whole particular buttons down on certain stages when you reach them. Maybe it's the same thing, but now I believe I'll be careful here because I'm pretty sure when you first start out, the first stage in the second stage and this stage will always have a look at those military guys. We'll always have the flag. If you hit it, we'll allow you to change location. That makes you sneeze, doesn't it? Yeah. Come on, Ralph, get back in the action. Smash them all the way. And let's gobble up the tourist traps. Oh, I should have found that tourist trap earlier. Tucson. Apologies, I'm mispronouncing your city's name. But yeah, we smashed up my home city. Well, we didn't smash up my home city, we smashed up England and the capital of the... well, I have lived in London, Edinburgh, so I smashed up cities I've lived in. Also, I'm glad I wasn't living there when these guys turned up. So as I mentioned with those electrical goods, always wait till they turn off before wrecking them. Fast food joints. Oh! Ew! Okay, that was a bug! That was a bug! And we've got that on the stream. We actually have a bug. Actually, everyone saw that? I was just literally floating through the air. So I think I took a hit. Look and see if we can get a world flag. Oh, burgers. Nice little treat for Ralph there. Yeah, there's only the 3 monsters in this one, although you get the superpowers. You saw there, the purple demon that can wreck everything. Yeah, apologies, I probably had the mic off quite an extended section. I didn't mean to. Special bonuses awarded for total destruction. San Diego. Okay. Now, does this one... Is that just a hint? Or are there certain cities where getting total destruction gives you... So I'm just trying to work out how we get to those secret stages. Try and be really quick. So monsters do not like water. You do take a lot of damage, so don't go on the water too much. I think I've actually been to San Diego before, so... When I was Lizzie earlier. Kind of want a world tour flag to appear. Yeah, I think I have done it. So I think the old adage, if it looks good, eat it. If it doesn't look good, don't eat it. Yeah, there's the one with the undead. We'll just munch on the zombies. Ah, you munch on the zombies. Actually, does that do anything? I'll do that. Do I? I do wonder if there's certain things you've got to do in stages, or whether it's just supposed to be push button code. It might be the secret stages are not. You can't actually get to them normally, but do you need a really high total destruction, or? And here we go, Los Angeles, the biggest city. Really, this should be the big. Los Angeles should be about 20 different levels because it's the only metropolis on Earth. World Tour. Yep, let's go on World Tour. I think I may have smashed up Los Angeles already, but you never know. Now, can I punch that? Yes. 800, okay. There's so much sort of ways to get bonus score. I think, so continue-wise you have Unlimited, and it's fair to say this is not a game. I wouldn't want to have finished this in the arcade because the continues just, you get absolutely, you have to just, you take so much damage, it's just impossible to stay alive. But it is just a great, if you ever fancied a game just to unwind on, this is it. This really is. Not so kind on the joypads. Really let me smash as you're constantly. Well, there we go. Biggest city in the world destroyed. As Ralph.
Clean it up. There's no telling what effect another toxin might have.
They do mention the doctor's name. I can't remember. She only appeared in this one. And strangely, her voice acting is removed in quite a few versions of the game. So I'm not sure why that was. Whether she was someone, developer, or was like a proper actress who needed crediting. It's just odd her voice actress is removed. She's in the original versions, but a lot of the later games, they took her voice acting out. That's one of the staff members. I don't think it ever mentions who was actually the voice actress who did. I'm smashing up India. Back here. Smashing up here. So, I think we're going to finish very shortly, guys. This has been Rampage World Tour. Seems we're going through the same stage as we were earlier as Lizzie. I don't really want to do a playthrough as this. Just yet, I think me and Dragoon will do a playthrough at some point. Yes, this is long overdue a modern update, and based on how popular we've been finding this one is, it's definitely one I think Warner Brothers should look at doing a follow-up to. I mean, weirdly, they did the Rampage film, yet there wasn't a game available, and I'd have thought they would at least said, hang on guys, we're doing the film, so we should re-release the old arcade games in a double pack. But they didn't. Probably slightly a detriment to Warner Brothers, because when the film came out, this would have been a perfect time to re-release in the original arcade games. I mean, they're really great games. They are really good games, and based on how many people tend to watch them are. So they really need. So these ones really do need to get a re-release at some point. So if you're from Warner watching this, do get a re-release. Do get these games out. I don't think there's no available. Just check. Rampage World Tour, was it last actually in? I'll just pause there a second. I don't like Wikipedia as a source. Game Boy Color N64 win. Oh, come on, Wiki. So I think this is This is what I hate about Wikipedia. So many terrible pages. It's been re-released on Midway Arcade Treasure. So it was it's actually Wikipedia is actually missing. If I type in Rampage World Tour PlayStation 3, that will bring up a PlayStation 3. And this is what I love about Wikipedia. It's such a poor resource at times. PlayStation 3, because I know Rampage World Tour got released on the PlayStation 3, and I can't see any mention of that in Wikipedia. It should certainly not in the main sort of summary section where it should be, because it should be PlayStation 3. So it was released in PlayStation 3. I think the most recent version is Midway Arcade Treasures 2, which was released on PlayStation 2, Xbox and GameCube. I don't think it's anything more recent than that. So if you want to play this, you're going to have to basically get... I mean, it's probably Midway Arcade Treasures 2 ain't going to be that expensive, but you're going to need to dig out your PlayStation 2, your Xbox or your GameCube, and that had the original arcade version. Admittedly, this port is just literally the arcade version, so... But yes, the investigation. One of the reasons I wanted to do that was this game was to stream this, was to see if the hidden levels were here. And as we showed at the very start of the arcade, there are 5 secret levels that can be played in game. Well, I believe they can be played in game. I'm not entirely sure if they are available. I can find no documentation on how you access the secret levels. This version, I assume, is based on the PlayStation version, so I assume how you unlock them in the PlayStation version is the same as this, but again, I can't find anything on how you unlock them on the PlayStation version either, so... Okay, go Game Facts, see if they list it, otherwise I'm literally going to be drawing a blank. Maybe just post a picture and say, these are the 5 secret levels, anyone know how to get to them on the Saturn's version?
Clean it up. There's no telling what effect another toxin might have.
There we go, back to Bombay. So, okay, it's getting to 8 past. I will leave the destroying of cities for now, and we will cover it again another day. Probably maybe not in the not too distant future as well. I would love to do a playthrough of this. This has always been one of my most favourite franchises, Rampage. Very sentimental, this one. Certainly had it when we were younger on the Amiga. Played it in the arcade way back when it originally came out, or just after, probably a little bit after I think this came out. I don't know, actually, no, we might have been around. Well, we've certainly been around. I just waiting whether I played that many arcade. Yeah, I think we may have played this roughly, because it was, I think, mid. No, I think yeah, probably a bit. But it was such a nice game in the concept with it, and it still holds up today even now. So can I? If I ride, so if you press the jump button right, you can grapple onto the ships. Can I get? Oh, no. Oh, just grab the. So basically, you can actually take control of the ships and then. Hi, Chris Lowe. Thanks for joining the stream. You used to play this game on the Wii. Okay, which one would this be on the Wii then? Or I assume it wasn't a homebrew Wii you had. I assume it was a. Ah, yes, you're right. Yes, it's in Total Destruction, isn't it? On Wii, it's a hidden game in Total Destruction. I'm pretty sure it's a hidden game in Total Destruction now that I remember. Thanks for reminding me. I'm just going to check. Rampage Total Destruction. Cheats. Wii. Let me just check that. I think if I type in Rampage Total Destruction and Rampage World Tour, will that get me? Yes, I think you remind me, Chris Lowell. Thanks for your comment there. I think it was actually included on Total Destruction as well. I think it was. Also, the GameCube version would work on Nintendo Wii, of course, as well. So. If I'm incorrect on it being on Total Destruction. I have a feeling it may have been on Total Destruction, but the later releases, as mentioned, all had the voice actress. It's Dr. Veronica, I think I saw her name was. Her VO was removed from some of the versions, so I'm not sure why. But it's just something to be noted. They did make a few minor changes. They sort of changed they changed the voice actress, but they only changed like 1 or 2 lines, so a lot of her lines are no longer spoken, which is very irritating. They didn't do a very good of changing the dialogue. Munching. Just literally munch on anything in this game. But yes, I hope you guys are all enjoying the stream. If you're enjoying it as well and you like it, please do hit the like button. I know we don't have too many viewers at the minute. I noticed the stream viewers are a little bit down at the minute. I assume that's because everyone's starting to get out a bit more, thanks to the fact that in certain countries we've had a release of measures due to the current world events. I can't actually say the name of what's going on, else YouTube gets rather angry. Again, those tanks, probably the tanks are the most annoying enemy in the game. Oh, Scum Lab Blimp, let's smash that. 12,000 bonus. So yeah, there are some secret stages in this, and so in the arcade version you get them, as I mentioned. It's actually probably not actually possible to get them in some of the home conversions to the arcade one. I saw the official things. You had to hold down like punch. For one stage you had to hold down punch on as all 3 players when like one of the stages appeared, and then another one you had to do kicks, another one you had to do jumps. So on some of the collections, if they don't support 3-player, you won't be able to do that. That's one of the issues with some of the emulated collectors. I know Mortal Kombat 2 was poorly emulated because the people who did it didn't correctly implement some of the functions, so you couldn't like get smoke in the Midway arcade treasures on MK2. Can't remember which one smoke was on, but it was on one of them and it wasn't correctly done. So. Okay, Reno is going to be my last location I'm going to smash up as Ralph. I'm going to take a world desert. Oh, nice high building. That's probably a special building. Yep. Manchuma. You can actually sort of earlier jump on top of those ships, but they're actually quite a pain to actually jump on to capture. But if you do get it right, you can... Oh, I'm not destroying the vans going by. You can literally smash everything go. You can basically use them to shoot everything going, so it's quite good to sort of get to master them. Okay, I'm going to finish there, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, Silicon Valley. Actually, no, I'll smash up Silicon Valley, seeing as that is the high-tech entertainment of the world. I think it's quite an appropriate one, video for seeing Silicon Valley, all the tech video games, where Microsoft, Apple and so many other companies are based. It doesn't necessarily look very Silicon Valley. Ooh. Funeral parlour, we've got a choke and grim there. Definitely has a very hilarious sense of humour. Rubber ducky. Yeah, the rubber. And Silicon Valley has been absolutely decimated. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's where I'm going to finish tonight. Thank you for watching. I am not going to smash up San Francisco. So if you're watching from San Francisco, it's all good for you. Ralph, Lizzie and George aren't going to be smashing them up. As I mentioned, I'm not a big fan of the new film, seeing as that kind of missed the point of what the franchise was all about, which was a take on the corporate world, with the fact, you know, swimming in lakes with toxic waste and being given health products that cause you to mutate and other things. So it's kind of really, they need to redo the film. It's a bit disappointing they didn't quite get it was all about. So this has been Rampage World Tour on the Sega Saturn. It is a very good port, the Sega Saturn version. So yeah, there are a few versions of it out and about to buy, but nothing recent. Hopefully at some point Warner Brothers will re-release this. I really do hope. It is a cult game. I'd really love to get a version on the PlayStation 4 to play. Certainly a double pack with the original arcade game would be superb. But anyway, have been your host, Random Gamer Riven, for this randomized gaming video, and I'm just going to finish off by saying thank you for watching, everyone. I wish you a good night, a good evening, a good morning, or a good afternoon, wherever you are in the world, and I will see you all in tomorrow's stream. I've got no idea which we're going to be streaming, but we'll be doing something. Thank you for watching, everyone. Good night for now.